Hello, my singing friends. I'm so glad that you're joining Miss Kim, Miss Gina, and me this week as we talk about another song from the Bible Tells Me So show. This week we're talking about God Answers Prayers. I decided to come to the prayer room at the church so maybe you can see it. You might not have been aware of it before, but now you know where it is, and there's a beautiful stained glass where we see Jesus praying. So that'll be a great reminder for us this week as we learn this song, that even Jesus prayed. So in the song, we have several different verses and have different people mentioned in each song. The first one is Sarah. In the book of Genesis, we read that Sarah, who was the wife of Abraham, waited 90 years to have a baby. Isaac was born to her when she was 91. That is amazing. Next up, we have Hezekiah. In 2 Kings, we learn that Hezekiah was the king of Judah. He had a close personal relationship with God, and he developed a powerful prayer life. Next up, we have Peter, who was a fisherman, and he became one of Jesus' disciples. He never failed to follow Jesus, even though he often stumbled. Peter and the other disciples were put in jail, and by the power of many people praying, an angel came in the night and opened the doors of the jail. Then we have Job. He has an entire book in the Bible telling his story. He was a man of great faith, patience, and endurance. Satan was allowed to test Job. He lost his children, servants, livestock, and his home. And his body was even covered with very painful sores. And yet, Job remained faithful. Because he trusted in God's grace, Job was restored to health, happiness, and wealth. Then we have Jonah. He too has an entire book in the Bible telling his story. Jonah's story is more than a story about a man and a great fish. We often say a whale. God called Jonah to go to Nineveh to preach against their wickedness. Instead of obeying God, Jonah ran. He got on a boat. There came a great storm. The sailors finally threw him overboard. Then the great fish swallowed Jonah. He stayed in the fish 3 days and 3 nights. Jonah prayed and prayed, and the fish finally spit him out. Then Jonah obeyed God and went to Nineveh and preached. Next, we have Jesus. He taught us about the power of prayer, and here are just a few examples of that. In Matthew 6, he says, "When you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your heavenly Father." And then he taught us the Lord's Prayer. We say that together in church quite often, and I hope you continue saying that. I can't wait to hear you say it live and in person in the sanctuary. The example spoken of in this verse we are singing happens when Jesus is on the cross and he prays, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." So I hope each of you takes some time to pray to God and just talk to him. Tell him what's going on. An important component of praying is listening. We probably won't hear him with the sound of thunder and lightning streaking through the sky, but he will speak to us and reassure us. Just remember always that he loves you, he cares for you, he knows who you are, and he wants you to pray. And he always answers prayer. Maybe not in the way we think it should be answered, but in his way and in his time. Know that you're loved, and I'm enjoying singing with you. So here we go with God Answers Prayer.
She would have a son. Oh Lord, just give me one, a fine and healthy son. Isaac came along when she was 91. Tell me, who was it? Sarah.
A king had a wish that he was gonna die. He prayed to God on high, "Oh Lord, don't let me die." God said, "I'll add 15 years to your good life." Tell me, who was
shows how much he cares. God answers prayer. God answers prayer. God answers prayer. This disciple was living in prison cell, and yet he knew so well the church's prayers would help. An angel came in all the chains that bound him fell. Tell me, who was it? Peter! This righteous man had every problem you could face, but he sat in his place and trusted in God's grace. And for his patience, all his fortunes were replaced. Tell me, who was it? Job! God answers prayer. God answers prayer. It's just one of the many ways he shows how much he cares. God answers prayer. God answers prayer. God answers prayer.
This prophet made his prayer to God in great detail, for he was in a jail inside a smelly well. God caused the fish to spit him out to tell his tale. Tell me, who was it?
Jonah!